Supreme Court has dismissed AG's plea seeking a stay on its verdict on the SC/ST Atrocities Act. That's the big update that we are getting for you. Remember, earlier this month, the centre had moved the Supreme Court against its verdict on this SC/ST Act, and now we are being told that it has been dismissed by the apex court, definitely being seen as a huge setback for the centre. In fact, Union Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad had been saying that the government will be arguing the matter with full authority in the top court and will appeal for its reconsideration as well. But now with the Supreme Court dismissing this plea of the centre, it is being seen as a huge setback. Remember, this had actually led to widespread protests, especially by Dalit groups across the country. Now the government's plea has been dismissed. It has been rejected by the Honourable Supreme Court. Anisha joins us on the phone line for more on this big story. Anisha, give us more details. What exactly happened in the court today on this SC/ST Act issue?
Well, the Supreme Court has for now declined to pass, has said it is not inclined to send this matter to a larger bench for hearing, nor has it agreed to stay the matter, stay its previous judgment as was requested by the Attorney General. The arguments are set to continue on the 16th of May. Interestingly, the Attorney General's arguments today were again on the lines that because of this judgment, there were a lot of agitation, there were a lot of protests in the country, which led to 8 or 9 deaths. However, the Supreme Court today shot back, saying that their judgment has never said that FIR cannot be registered. In fact, the Supreme Court said again that we have both in the judgment and again in our clarification a couple of weeks ago, said very clearly that there is no bar on registration of FIRs if there is any offence that is made out. The only thing that this judgment says is that there should not be any unnecessary arrest, and if there is any absurdity in the allegations, then there should be a preliminary inquiry. If there is some sort of offence, such as somebody has been beaten up, somebody has been hurt, somebody has been murdered, there is some trespass, etc., there is no bar on any FIR or on any arrest. So the court has once again made it clear that the interpretation and the politicization of this SC/ST Act judgment is something that it does not accept. Further, the court also said that the agitations and the deaths are not because of the court orders, it is because the law and order was not being maintained properly. The court has very clearly said that society needs to ensure that Dalit atrocities stops. Social reform is necessary to stop Dalit atrocities. This was said specifically after the Attorney General argued that Dalits in the country are facing a lot of atrocities. There have been hundreds of incidents in the last weeks alone, and there is very little tolerance against Dalits in the country. In fact, the Attorney General took the example of the recent incidents where the bride family was beaten up because the bridegroom was riding a horse. The court again said that this is an issue which society needs to sort out. This is something that social reform needs to be done.